Hello, friends. My name is Derek Hicks. I am the Vice Chairman of the Board of Directors for ASCC, and welcome to our 2020 Spirit of the Child Virtual Community Breakfast. I am so excited you have taken the time to celebrate the successes of our youngest learners and see ways you can help support ASCC's mission to ignite brighter futures for all of Arizona's children. Of course, an event like this would not be possible without the generous support of our sponsors and partners. A deep, heartfelt thanks goes out to our esteemed partners, Kaplan Early Learning Company and the Menlo Group, for your steadfast partnership and commitment in creating the brightest possible futures for all of Arizona's young children. I would also like to thank the staff of ASCC, as they are the heart and soul of our mission, and I cannot be prouder to call them colleagues and champion their tremendous work every day. Thank you again for your time, and please enjoy our presentation.
Good morning and welcome to the annual Spirit of the Child Community Breakfast, gone virtual. A global pandemic certainly puts us in a position to have to think creatively and pivot. So here we are, together, but separate. There is no doubt that the last 6 months have been a delicate balancing act between working and caring for and educating our kids. It has become quite clear that childcare is essential for our economy, for our ability to work, for our kids, and for our sanity. Unfortunately, this pandemic has also exacerbated some tenuous situations for some kids. We know that abuse is on the rise, as reported by pediatricians and abuse hotlines. During the course of the pandemic, more than 50% of childcare centers closed, and we know that many of them are not going to be able to reopen. And as some of them begin the reopening process, we know that they are only serving 40% of the kids they served pre-pandemic. So where are these kids? Well, the likelihood is that they're being dropped off with their aunts, uncles, cousins, friends, neighbors. For over 20 years, ASCC has worked to strengthen families, build and support communities in order to allow kids to shine their brightest. Simply put, we teach adults how to teach and care for kids. In 2017, Harvard published a report on 3 principles that could help improve outcomes for children and families. Reduce sources of stress, improve core life skills, and support responsive relationships. These principles have been core to our work for over 20 years. Planning, self-control, awareness, flexibility. These are all critical skills to managing life, work, and relationship. In kids, these skills are built by having adults in their lives establish routines, model behavior, and establish healthy, reliable relationships with them. We help adults practice these skills so that kids can develop them in an organic and healthy way. Building responsive relationships starts with paying attention to them, responding to their needs. And this is so critical for their healthy brain development. In adults, sharing and getting responses is equally important. It helps build self-esteem, confidence, hope, and well-being. We work with adults to help them learn how to interact with kids in a responsive way in order to optimize healthy brain development. We also create communities of caregivers who can share with one another, as they often live in isolation and live with stressors and traumas of their own. We're the national leader of working with populations who are often high risk, communities that are impacted by poverty, abuse, neglect, violence, addiction. Even so, we only serve 3.7% of the high-risk kids here in the state of Arizona. And I want to share with you why this is so important. We know that kids that start behind stay behind. Those early years are so critical to set the foundation for future success. Kids who enter kindergarten without being ready to learn are more likely to be part of the 54% of third graders who are not reading proficient, the 59% of eighth graders who are not ready to handle high school math, or the 22% of Arizona kids who drop out of high school. Our goal is for every kid, no matter their zip code or environment, to have the ability to learn and grow and thrive. And we're on our way. We are innovating our programs to meet unique community needs. Throughout this pandemic, we have pivoted in order to provide all of our services virtually. We have reached parts of the state that we haven't reached before. We've delivered books and materials to homebound families that don't have those in their home. And we'll continue to listen and learn in order to ensure that those communities continue to get what they need. We have a long way to go, but we can do it together. The bright future of Arizona's children begins now, with you, with us. I now have the great pleasure of sharing with you a story that shows the power of the work that we do.
I felt helpless, I felt afraid, I felt controlled. I was living in a state of perpetual stress. I wasn't able to care for my daughters properly.
My name is Jatzia Felix, and this is my family story. I'm very close with both my sisters. Mia, one of my sisters, we've been really close since forever. I've always tried to be there for her. My baby sister, I can't get enough of her basically. Whenever I'm home, I want to be with her and just hang out with her. And it's so fun seeing her grow.
Hatzia's about to graduate high school, and I couldn't be happier. I'm so proud of her and the lady that she is becoming. She's about to leave the house, and she's going to start her new life.
I'm about to be the first in my family to attend college, and I'm really excited to just see where it takes me and work hard in everything I do. I got accepted to Stanford University, and I'm going to study renewable energy to help clean up our environment and help the planet.
When my daughter was accepted to Stanford, wow, it was one of the proudest moments of my life.
Getting into Stanford is hard, but I think with my background, it might have been harder than most. My mom is my role model. She has been through so much, and if you just met her, you wouldn't be able to tell everything she's been through. I describe her as my best friend, and the older I get, the closer we become.
I moved to the US in 2001. Jatzia was born in 2002. At the time, I was living in a very abusive and controlling home. My ex-husband was, controlling every aspect of the family. And I was in perpetual fight or flight mode. It was not just being married to my ex-husband. I think it was a combination of everything. I was new to the country. I didn't have a job. I couldn't get a job. I was isolated. I was afraid. I was controlled. I can see how all of this was affecting my oldest daughter, Jatzia, and I knew something needed to change.
Extensive research has shown that toxic stress and excessive adversity, like the stress that Joyce and Jatzia were living in, can have harmful, long-lasting effects on healthy development in children. It can impair learning, memory, impulse control, and emotional regulation, as well as lead to higher rates of illness, poor academic achievement, and substance abuse in later life. 25% of children in Arizona will have multiple adverse childhood experiences by their 18th birthday. For more than 20 years, ASC has worked to help strengthen parents, families, and caregivers in toxic stress and high adversity environments by providing community and support.
I think she was trapped. She didn't have anywhere to go, and she just had to be strong for us through it all. So I don't really remember leaving the house much when I was little. And I remember specifically my aunt invited us to join the program. My mom, of course, was hesitant.
I was not able to join the first semester when she invited me. When I went to her house, I was able to see a big change in her. You could tell there were children living there. And there were children learning and happy children there. And that's when I realized I was not engaging, I was not nurturing, I was not present, I was not providing the safe environment. I was not able to be the mom that I always wanted to be.
I was 6 years old when my mom started taking classes with Kith and Kin. I remember when I first saw the transformation in my mother, how she would always ask me about my day and how I was feeling, and I could see that she wanted to spend more time with us, like teaching us new things, having more activities for us, the things she learned in the class, like setting a schedule for us, like snack time, time to play, time to learn, things like that.
I immediately connected with my facilitator specialist, my teacher. It really made a big impact. I realized so many things. With the help of Olivia and the program, I realized that there were changes I needed to make with my daughters. I didn't know the importance of having a community, the importance of having support. I was connecting with a group of ladies that were some of them in the same situation that I was. That made a complete difference in my life.
Research has indicated that social support and strong community have a direct impact on stress and well-being. ASCC's Kith and Kin program has created communities of support for families and caregivers, allowing a safe space to learn about the fundamentals of early child development. The program is also designed to share with one another daily struggles, learn from one another, and lean on one another. Children that have more adverse childhood experiences tend not to have supportive communities or neighborhoods. At ASCC, we have not only worked to build knowledge, but have aided in creating strong families and supported communities to allow children to thrive.
Without this organization and how it transformed our family, my life and my daughter's life would be very different.
I definitely wouldn't be where I am. My options would be much more limited, and I wouldn't be able to take control and choose my own future.
Today we say goodbye to Jatzia. I am very proud, beyond proud. But I think as a parent, although you never prepare fully for this moment, it's something that you know that eventually is gonna come, and it's going to be really hard when she's not home anymore every day.
It's the last time I'll see all my family, my younger siblings, my grandmas, and my mom for a really long time. I'm nervous to go to a new school, and I'm sad to leave my family, but I know that they'll always be there waiting for me. I think it's crazy to see how far we've come as a family, how much our situation has changed for the better. My family's transformation allowed me to go after my success, and I didn't have as many barriers holding me back. One of my favorite mottos is believe, achieve, succeed. Basically, like, we form our own paths. You just have to believe you can do it and have the confidence in yourself to go after what you want. Will you help other kids like me live their dreams?
And adults like me gain community and resources to be the best they can be for kids?